Hi, Brendan.
Hi, Kat.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah?
Yes.
What are you going to teach me today?
Intuita test mode.
Intuita. Is it intuitive? Meow.
You better believe it.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So, first of all, why do I care about test mode? What does it do for me?
It really helps you troubleshoot with your machine to figure out if certain components of your machine, like your pump or your grinder or your brew unit motor, aren't working because they're actually not working. They can't work. They're broken. Or if something in your machine is misplaced and it's preventing it from those components working.
Okay. So, how do I get into it?
So, you need to hold down two buttons. Your small coffee and large coffee buttons. Press and hold those down, and then hit your on button in the back. Flip the switch in the back. And then when you do that, you should see a bunch of lights go across just like that. And now I'm going to let go.
Okay.
And so the first part, there are just a series of different levels in test mode.
Okay.
And right now we're in what's called level 0. And it's just testing all your LEDs. It's just showing you, hey, all your LEDs are in fact working underneath each button.
Okay.
And I think every once in a while it will cycle through and each one will blink. But so we're in here right now and we know that this is in fact working. So that's good.
Okay.
So, and then to get to the level 1, press power. See, it's doing it right now.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to press power and we're going to go to level 2. And we know we're
Or
there.
this is level 1,
Oh, exactly,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Level 0 to level 1, you're right.
Okay.
So now we're in level 1, and this is just testing your buttons.
Okay.
So the way you do this is you just hit this button and this light will come on telling you that that button works. And that's exactly what happened. And you can work your way over. And now this one's on. Hit this, so we're just testing to make sure the buttons are working. And you just know they're working because it's getting a signal.
Registering.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. Okay, so now we're on to level 2.
Okay.
And we're going to check here the inputs. So let me see here. I don't think
No, this is the aromas.
This is the aroma?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. So this is just making sure that this is in fact
that
working.
it actually changes something when
Yeah.
you switch it. So when you changed it, the buttons lit up differently.
Exactly.
I see. So that says yes, that one,
One,
and now all
yeah.
3. Okay, so
It's
1,
telling
2,
you that
3.
the CPU board is in fact getting a signal when
From
this
that.
is moving.
Okay.
So it's really, you
Testing
can
your
it's just
aroma.
testing this whole knob right here and making sure that's working.
Okay. And then what's step 3?
That will be our inputs.
Okay.
So as you take things out here, if you take the water tank out, a light should come on because now the machine's like, hey, I'm actually missing one of my components.
So it's actually doing a little, like, running through a sensor test. Like, if
Exactly.
you remove that, it's like, hey, the sensor's triggering.
Exactly.
So if you, this might be useful if you feel like, if it keeps saying, like, you need more water, and then you're like, but it's full, and blah, blah, blah. If you went in here, you'd see, oh, it's not registering that there's a water tank in there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And then you could get down to the fact of whether it actually might be the machine or if you're actually out of water.
Okay.
And what the root of the problem is.
Got it. Okay.
We'll take this one out. That's right. And so 2 alarms will come on because this switch is controlling the door and the box itself.
Okay.
So I'm going to open this, and you don't see anything, but I'll put this back, and then there, that's on. And I think the last one here is our brew unit. If I take that out and shut the door, there's our brew unit.
Okay.
So that's what that one's all about.
So that's just testing all your sensors.
Exactly, making sure that, all your alarms are working properly.
Okay.
And this will really help you pinpoint what actually is missing. So when you're in regular mode and you're getting this exclamation point, it's not very helpful in the sense that you're like, okay, is it my water tank? Is it my dredge box? Is it my brew unit? Is it my door? And coming in here, you can really get down to what actually is causing that alarm.
Okay. All right. So what's my next step?
Let's see here. Okay. This one, I believe, is all about water flow.
Okay.
So this first one is your Electro Valve, and you can barely hear a click there. So that just shut it off, and then when we go on, you'll hear a little click.
And the Electro Valve tells the water, it turns the path on or off, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So right now that was kind of telling, hey, instead of going to my, dispensing chamber here, let's go out the wand.
Okay.
That's really what that's doing. And then so if I hit the pump here,
My pump is working.
Exactly. And the other cool thing to notice here is when you hit pump, the LED on this button will blink, and that's actually representing the revolutions in your flow meter. So you can see that, and sometimes you'll see that at a different rate. I'm wondering if we can just hold it down.
Yeah. It pulses a little bit.
It does.
It goes 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or maybe 5 rotations. Okay, what's the next button do?
Then we're working on our brew unit. So right here we're going to go to brew unit home. It's that we're essentially controlling the brew unit motor. And that's what's going on there.
I think that's work because we were in home.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah,
Yeah.
This one's going to work and this one's going to home. So there's nowhere else to go there.
And then this is taken back.
Exactly.
So when it was in, with both of these positions, though, you theoretically can remove the brew group. That's one of the, I guess, issues you can have with a Saeco is accidentally take it out mid-brew and then you can't get it back in again.
Exactly.
So that's a way you could reset it?
Yeah, well, your machine will always automatically go to home position if you turn your machine off and then back on.
Okay.
So that's like the first thing your machine will do because it will want to do a rinse.
Okay.
So if you just hit, turn it off and then back on, your brew unit should go right to home.
But if it's having issues, then you could maybe...
Yeah, you could come in here and do this, and this will let you know that it's contacted the micro switch all the way in this point would be home position.
Okay.
And then at the other end, there's a separate micro switch for work.
Got it.
So this light being on is letting you know that micro switch is working and it's able to get all the way to that point. And the same with this one. If you were to do this and that light didn't light up at the end, then that would mean something's obstructing your motor or your brew unit and it can't get all the way to that switch.
Okay. And now what's my final mode here?
The final one is your grinder and your heating element. So there's not a lot going on with your heating element. You actually have to hold it down. And right now, the heating element in the boiler is on right now, and it's currently heating up the water.
Okay.
And the way to really get back and test that is by going back into the water portion of test mode and getting water out your steam wand, and you'll notice it's very hot.
Okay.
And then the other one is your grinder. And it'll be the same thing with this. You'll see it blinking, and it's actually representing the revolutions of your grinder gear and the burrs in your grinder.
So that's a little shorty.
Yep, and then you do this one. It's a little longer.
So this would be good for me to use if I'm having some issues. Like it sounds like it's working and it's grinding and dosing, but no coffee is coming out. You could determine if it was a grinder problem or if it was dosage, like maybe if you've got some buildup or something. Okay.
Yeah, a good thing, to determine if you're too fine, maybe get all the beans out and then run this and kind of clear things through.
Okay.
Because it will be hard to do that with your machine in just normal mode. It's not going to just let you grind at free will.
Because it will want you to brew shots.
Exactly. You'll start getting errors. So that's a good way to figure out if there's any problem with, how you're dialing in your grind on your machine.
Okay. Cool. All right. So that is test mode on the Intuita.
Got it.
Thanks, Brandon.
Of course.